So I first want to start off with telling you how impressed I am with the good job that you're doing with your online work. Keep up the good work. Don't forget, if you have any questions, reach out, let me know. Um, just make sure that you're submitting stuff, whether it's through Google Doc or through email, however it's easiest for you, and do the check-in so that I can, respond back and to help you out at all. As far as today's check-in, I'm loving the goal setting that you guys are doing. You know, Goal setting is so important, and now that you're home, you can get different things done. And, we're even doing goal setting here. Marley, Sophie, Ben, myself, Mr. Jones. And it feels good to accomplish something that you set a goal for. So I look forward to reading the rest of your stuff. And don't forget the ELA, the one assignment. Make sure you read the directions because it's asking you for a summary and the point of view. So to make sure you're just reading those directions so that you're doing the assignment correctly. Okay, so when we left off in Restart, we left off where they're in the courtroom with Chase, and Mr. Solway comes in and sticks up for him and actually takes the blame and says that he actually gave the medal to Chase. And Chase is shocked that Mr. Solway is sticking up for him. Okay. The truth is, this is a good kid. How many people do you have to hear from? Mr. Solway indicates the lineup of the witness stand. I trust him with my medal anytime, and why wouldn't I? Mr. Landau steps forward eagerly. I believe Mr. Solway has introduced a reasonable doubt. The judge snorts a laugh at him. Watch it, counsel. I'm not an idiot. His harsh expression softens. However, in light of the incredible show of community support, plus the testimony of the decorated veteran, I'm going to dismiss the charge against Chase Ambrose. He looks me straight in the eye. Don't prove me wrong. I breathe and realize breathing is something that I have been doing since Mr. Solway came shuffling through the door. An enormous cheer goes up in the courtroom. I'm hugged, kissed, high-fived. My hand is pumped to the point where my elbow is jelly. My back is pounded until Dr. Cooperman warns me about internal injuries. The football players carry me around on their shoulders. Coach Davenport complains that he hasn't seen this much team spirit all season. There, high above my celebrating supporters, I experience another flashback. It's the state championship from the last season, and this is our on-field victory dance. My teammates hoisting the newly crowned MVP in the air. I slap myself in the face to dispel the memory before I spot Aaron or Bear and spoil it. I'm feeling so many things at the same time. I'm relieved, obviously, but it's also strange to owe so many people such a debt of gratitude. Back on the floor, I say thank you over and over again until my lips and tongue go numb. And when the crowd finally begins to thin out, I realize that the last person embracing me isn't my mother. It's Shoshana. We jump apart, but Joel is already standing there, pointing and laughing. I guess he's not going into the wood chopper after all, he says to his sister. I look at her questioningly. She turns bright red and mumbles, "See you at school tomorrow." She starts to walk away and then turns and echoes Judge Garfinkel's parting words. Chase, don't prove me wrong. Come to think of it, Shoshana would make a pretty good judge. She'd make an even better jury and executioner. I wouldn't want her any other way. When the Webbers leave, I'm down to my last thank you, and this one is the most important. Mr. Solway has established himself in the front row of the gallery. He's scowling at me. You know, kid, you make a lousy lawyer. You almost blew it up there. Mr. Solway, you know you didn't lend me that medal. He shrugs expansively. I would have. Besides, you have amnesia and I'm old. Who remembers? But think of where you'd be if I hadn't been able to get a lift over here. Thank you so much. I quaver, thinking about how hard it is for him to get around. Don't thank me. Thank her. He motions to the back of the courtroom. There, by the door, stands Corinne. One hand holds Helene, the other to the keys of her van. She's beaming at me. It's funny. When I woke up in the hospital at the end of the summer, I didn't know myself, much less than anybody else. I hope I never again experience a feeling that lonely. But today, with my entire future at stake, I wasn't alone. The Chase Ambrose I used to be never would have assembled such support. Mom and Dad, Johnny, probably Aaron and Bear, who have to be worse than nobody as a character witness, maybe a few more teammates out of obligation. That would have been the sum total of my cheering section. I follow my family out to the steps of the courtroom and take a tremulous lungful of free air. How many people ever get a do-over at life? Falling on my head was the best thing that ever happened to me. All right, we have one more chapter, guys. So I think with this last chapter, we might see what some things of the what some of the outcomes were of the judge and how things happened. And the one message that he heard a couple times is, Chase, don't prove me wrong. So we'll have to see if he's starting to get some of those memories back, if he does prove people wrong, or if he actually follows through and, stays a changed person. All right, so one chapter, and then I'll start a new book, and then we'll have to see what the new book is. I'll let you know what that is. So tomorrow will be the last chapter, and I'm going to do a Zoom with you guys about this book before I start a new one. So what I'll do is tomorrow we'll read the last chapter, and then I will email you about the Zoom and let you know which day it will be, whether it will be like tomorrow or Thursday. So just keep a lookout. Maybe we could have 2 different Zooms about the book, because I would like to do that with you guys. All right, take care, behave. I miss you. Later, Gators.